morning, everyone. I am Delsie Hill, here at the Center of Light in Huntsville, Alabama. This is Nancy Pendergraph over here at the piano, and she will also be talking some today as well. I want to dedicate these flames. I'd like to dedicate this flame to the Center of Light, Huntsville, Alabama. I'm going to dedicate this flame to love. For that is something that right at this particular time in this world we certainly do need a lot of. Nancy, what are you dedicating this flame to?
We'll dedicate this flame to resilience.
I dedicate this flame to the Center of Light down under in Australia with Wendy Jordan. I dedicate this flame to the Diamond Platinum Ray, which is the ray that we are working under at this time. I dedicate this flame to understanding and Archangel Uriel. I dedicate this flame, and Nancy dedicates, we dedicate this flame to the world itself, because it needs to take a real good look at itself and say, how are we doing now? I have a few little things I like to read to start with. Tend your own garden. It has enough weeds to keep you busy. We only see in others what we know in ourselves. Don't let someone else decide who you are. Respect everyone. Be kind always. Keep your own counsel. There is and never will be another you. Make it the best you possibly can every day of your life. Sometimes you don't get another chance. Now Nancy is going to sing In the Silence.
In the silence, there is a sacred place, a secret meeting place. Love is there. In the silence, where every color blends and every rainbow ends, good is there. In the light, now we find that you know peace of mind. In the silence, your path is paved in gold, and all your dreams unfold. Good is there. Peace is there. Truth is there. God is there.
Thank you, Nancy. And that's very true. We have to sometimes go into our own silence to find ourselves, our true self. The thing we always have to remember, as bad as it seems to be being, God is there and will always be there for you. All you have to do is ask and accept the point of what you will receive. Right now, our world has been turned upside down, and we have been thrown a huge curveball. And we didn't even have time to duck. It just came at us. We're still trying to figure out, how do we find our new normal? And I don't know that we will ever find what we consider normal, because we are humans. We want to go back to what was. how it was yesterday, how it was last year. We want to continue to stay in the same zone that we were in. Well, we cannot do that anymore. I've never stayed home as much in my life as I have recently. And actually, it was okay. I just found lots of things to do. I didn't think I would ever have thought about not being able to go to a store. And what I wanted or needed would always be there. I just asked myself, was I really that spoiled? Are we really that spoiled? That no matter what time of the day or night, we can go to a store and buy something that we're looking for. Seeing shelves empty was a very strange experience, and in some ways hard to accept, because we went against what I felt was normal. But as society, we all seem to be dealing with this change in a positive way. I think we've all gone back to say, what can we do to help? It's kind of as when the tornado hit Huntsville. So many people came together and said, what can we do to help? Even though a lot of people were working from home, they still had time to see their family and connect. And this is something that I don't think any of us have done consciously in a very long time. Was know that if I go away, I come back, that family is always going to be there. That's something you count on when you leave home. Faraway families have connected with each other and restored what they might have lost for being so busy. Many people get up, get ready on Monday morning, go to the airport, get on a plane, and leave. They don't come back for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. They're on a business trip. All kinds of things can happen at home. Kid gets hurt, kid gets a great report card, kid plays sports and you missed it. But in this length of time that we've had to stay home and be together, we've reconnected in a way that I don't know that any of us were actually really connected. Because for one thing, the way this pandemic has been, any one of us could have gotten sick at any time. Some, maybe more than others, because they were not healthy to start with. And maybe sometimes they didn't even realize they weren't healthy, but it did hit them. Nancy, do you have anything else you'd like to add to what I'm saying about this?
Well, on the stay-at-home front, you know, when I was a little kid, my name is Nancy Joe, and my mama used to say that she really named me wrong. I ought to have been called Nancy Go. Going was my middle name, and I didn't change a lot from that. I always liked to go and do and be, and you know, right in the middle of things. And this has slowed us all down on that score. And boy, I ought to become a pretty good harpist, because that's one of the ways that I've filled my time, was practicing. I've done that. Of course, as you mentioned, reading. But of course, I like to read always anyway, so that's always a given. But I don't know. A friend called me and said, "I'm bored." I said, "Well, who's responsible for your boredom, and who can fix it?" I've never been a person that was bored very much, because if I am bored, I'd go fix it. But anyway, it has been an adjustment that we've had to make, for sure.
Nancy is going to sing "Open My Eyes That I May See," because I think this pandemic has opened our eyes. And we've now seeing the world different. We see ourselves different. We see our family different. I actually did take a trip during the middle of all of this. My granddaughter graduated from high school, and I wasn't going to miss that at all. I thoroughly enjoyed every bit of it. Didn't stay very long and turned around and came back home. But it also got me to come back and understand and appreciate my home. Appreciate coming back home and knowing that I was safe and healthy.
Open my eyes that I may see glimpses of truth thou hast for me. Place in my hands the wonderful key that will unclasp and set me free. Silently now I wait for thee, ready, my God, thy will to see. Open my eyes, illumine me, Spirit divine. Open my ears that I may hear voices of truth thou sendest clear. And as the wave notes fall on my ear, everything false will disappear. Silently now I wait for thee, ready, my God, thy will to see. Open my ears, illumine me, Spirit divine. Open my mouth that I may bear gladly the warm truth everywhere. Open my heart and let me prepare love for thy children thus to share. Silently now I wait for thee, ready, my God, thy will to see. Open my heart, illumine me, Spirit divine. Open my mind that I may grasp visions of truth the earth unclasps. And as I hold the vision I ask, lend me your strength for this great task. Silently now I wait for thee, ready, my God, thy will to see. Open my mind, illumine me, Spirit divine.
We had our services under the tent for as long as we could, until it just became too hot. Now we're doing them online so everyone can stay in touch. We will be back in the tent for our fall equinox service, and weather permitting, back in the tent until we're allowed to come back into the building again. We are moving and growing and changing, but that is what life is all about. I don't want to stay the same I was last week or last year. I want to be a better me.
Abraham did as he pretty well pleased. Then one fine day, in the land of Ur, he heard a voice say, "Baby, who you? Move, go, change, grow. I don't know exactly where or how it's gonna be. Move, go, change, grow. The Lord is calling me." Moses, Moses, a settled man was he. Moses, Moses, living with his wife's family. Then one fine night, right there in a bush, a fire with a big flame said, "Moses, who you? Move, go, change, grow. I don't know exactly how or how it's gonna be. Move, go, change, grow. The Lord is calling me." Joshua, Joshua, he was a soldier man. Joshua, Joshua, but always second in command. Then one fine day the situation changed. He heard a voice saying, "Joshua, who you? Move, go, change, grow. I don't know exactly where or how it's gonna be. Move, go, change, grow. The Lord is calling me." Jonah, Jonah did not like the Lord's wish. Jonah, Jonah, he landed in the belly of a fish. Then one fine day, he got a second chance. He heard a voice say, "Jonah, who you? Move, go, change, grow. I don't know exactly where or how it's gonna be. Move, go, change, grow. The Lord is calling me." James and John, James and John, in their daddy's boat. James and John, James and John, heavy nets they'd tote. Then one fine day, Jesus came along. They heard him say, "James and John, who you? Move, go, change, grow. I don't know exactly where or how it's gonna be. Move, go, change, grow. The Lord is calling me."
Thank you, Nancy. We are all having to accept a new normal. So I am going to do a decree called acceptance. Mighty Christ, help me accept the wonders of my world, the love and compassion I feel for my fellow man, the heart full of joy for friends who care, the state of grace in having all needs met, the golden opportunities for spiritual growth, the at one with the Holy Spirit. I bow to the light. We have to keep our lights on. So if you don't mind, please make sure that you send us a check so we can be back here next week. Always here, always with our doors open and connecting to the world. To return these flames, I appreciate what they gave us today. I appreciate the meaning of these flames.
So Delsie invited you to please send us a check. Our address is 4208 Holmes Avenue, Huntsville, Alabama, 35816. And with that, I'm also going to play our little decree that we do for the offering. The light of Christ flows through us as we give and receive God's blessings of prosperity and abundance.
Thank you. And thank you very much for being with Nancy and I today. We truly hope you have a wonderful week. Stay safe. And I'm not going to tell you how to stay at home. Nancy?